despite already experiencing the most dangerous evening of their lives, the circle of the Emerald Vale descends into horrors yet unknown as they escape the fires above, but head into a hell below. Welcome back to Candela Obscura, the Circle of the Emerald Vale. Previously, the Circle of the Emerald Vale found itself at the New Year's Eve ball at the Wingship, a luxury apartment building in the Seidel on the west side of New Fair. The ball, held by the magnanimous Barnatius Filigree, was his opportunity to present a new finding that his submersible vehicles had found at the bottom of the vast chasm in the waters north of the city. A casket containing the bones of a long-dead empress of Old Fair, a witch. The casket reacted strangely to the propeller on top of the wingship that signifies where the money that built it came from. In the arcanic explosion, many were killed, some falling to their death, some in the ensuing fire that now rages in the building above our circle, who, while they did manage to escape the building with the casket and the bones and return them to their lightkeeper, Ira, Seth fell. They were overcome with the pain of the burns on their legs as they were pulling those bones one by one into the casket while standing in the fires of the fire escape. Perhaps not the best design, but it's the early 1900s. Upon returning to the building after waking Seth and realizing that the OUP was on its way, our circle went to the private elevator chambers of Barnatius Filigree, and instead of finding a landing spot for his elevator, they found instead a never-ending staircase that descended into the earth below. And as they entered that staircase, we resume our game. As you begin to walk, and you pass the thinning, the wavy blue energy that encircles the hallway of the staircase, there's a brief moment where your steps become lighter, where the gravity of the situation changes along with the gravity that you feel pressing down upon your bodies. You're still walking down a staircase, but it almost feels like you're walking in a loop on itself, as if the world is spinning on an axis just below your feet. And you come to the top of a staircase, to a room with a door across from you, just like the one that you just left. You look above you, and there's an elevator shaft, empty and dark, that sinks up and up and up. And somehow you have returned to the room that you were previously in.
Well, that's convenient.
I've never liked the thinning as much as we've had to deal with it. Any of these areas are always very strange, but there is something really weird going on.
The
Did
first
we just get
very
turned
weird
around?
thing that you notice is that you don't smell smoke. For the first time in the last half hour of your lives.
Did we just get turned around into some sort of mirror dimension?
We may have to try the door and see.
Let's.
Yeah,
Is the door there?
Yeah, there's a door in front of you.
Helene's gonna open it.
It is locked, but again, you're on the inside, so you do manage to unlock the door.
There's light this time.
And as you open it up, you are in a servant's hallway on the first floor of the building that you live in. It's a hallway you've only seen once. wouldn't normally find yourself here, but in the emergency. And you realize that you are at the south side of this building, in a seeming replica of the building that you know is currently on fire. Somewhere above you? Below you? You're not sure anymore.
Helena's gonna say, we should see if my family is in their apartments. If this is a replica building.
Or some sort of dimensional shift where it's the same thing but different at the same time.
Either way, we need to get to Barnatius. And why not stop off at the 6th floor? But I don't think we should take the elevator.
No.
And I don't think we should split off.
I agree.
Who knows what we'll
We
find.
need to stick together. Yeah, so I feel like we're not going to take the elevator. I think this feels like it's like, and we don't know yet, but if I had to if Helene had to give a gut reaction, she's like, Barnatius made some sort of bad connection with somebody, and he created an alternate version of this goddamn building, and he's probably got eyes everywhere, and if we start using the elevator, he's going to know we're here. Right?
That's actually smart.
Yeah.
That's true. He
Like,
may know,
he's
trip
gonna
him
know.
off.
He lives in the penthouse. If he's here, he's up there. Right?
And the elevators have the dials on them. You can see when they're being used.
Exactly
Ding,
when they're
ding.
being used.
Right.
So if someone starts coming up from the ground floor, he's gonna know someone got here. Because if my family is here and in our home, they'll be on the 6th floor.
That's
And he
very
brought
At
them
which
with
point we could take the elevator. He could think it's just my father.
Unless
That
he's
might
here
be a good
alone
strategy.
That's what I'm thinking.
on this side.
We walk up to my family's floor. We check for my husband and my parents. We figure out what's going on, if they know anything, if they're there. And if not, then we take the elevator. If they're not there, then maybe we can't take the elevator. But if they are there, we have an opportunity.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Can Seth keep an eye out for any differences they might spot in the
Absolutely.
hallways?
Are there ghosts here?
Oh.
Not in this sort of hallway, no.
Where is the closest fire escape hallway?
The elevator is near the middle of the building.
Yeah.
You do know that there is not a fire escape entrance on this floor on this side.
Okay.
Because the fire escapes exit to the outside of the building.
Yeah.
So on this first floor, the hallway that you're in extends in both directions, to your right and to your left.
Yeah.
Down the hallway to the right, there is a kitchen for the restaurant that is in. It's not much of a restaurant because it's only for this. You have to live in this building to eat there. But there is a place that makes rather nice food for the people who live within the wing ship. And to your right, there is a in-house laundry service that you could pass through.
Are there any windows to the outside world?
On the first floor here, no, there are not.
Okay.
It's the servant's entrance.
They don't deserve daylight,
Mm-hmm.
apparently.
Basically, they don't I don't know.
Well, you don't want anyone looking in on your kitchen while you're
Well,
cooking.
no, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, who knows what you put in that, you know?
Who knows? You drop on the floor and just slap back on the plate.
Oh, gosh.
Very true.
Okay, I think we head over to the laundry.
Absolutely.
And I'm keeping an eye out for ghosts kind of in this area, although I suspect it'll be as we kind of move further up if there will be any.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. Yeah.
As
Do we
you
hear any noises?
roll a survey check for me.
All right, sure.
First roll of the day.
Ooh, 3.
There is the creak of a building that,
Yeah.
if you're very quiet, you faintly hear, but otherwise, no.
Okay.
You're not hearing very much at the moment.
Great, thank you.
Well, already we know we're not in the same place because we don't smell smoke.
Yes.
And it's not on fire.
Yes, so, I mean, smoke is a smell that lingers forever. So
Yes.
we are not in the same place. What's interesting, though, is that this is, like, actually a thinning. That this man has built a fortress unto himself on a thinning, basically.
Well, could it be similar to Candela's Fourth Pharaohs?
Fourth pharaoh.
Yeah, like built inside of this thinning that Barnatius can access privately.
Barnatius has more access to the bleed than I ever thought.
And he's accompanied by
Welton.
Welton.
Yeah.
As you are having this conversation, you are passing through the laundry room, which has the machines that you would expect it to have. But there are no clothes. There's no evidence of life or existence here. There's no there's none of the trappings of servants that you would expect from the space.
Mm-hmm.
It is just the functional equipment
Yeah.
that you know to exist in the space above.
Right.
Well, this is disconcerting.
Does anyone know how to run a washing machine?
No.
Neither do I.
I meant to wash out blood, but always by hand.
I was just saying maybe we try to turn the machine on and see if it actually works like a
I
machine.
don't want to bring attention to it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Let's not make too much noise.
Yes.
I'll try, I promise.
Are you going to try and turn on the washing machine?
Well, like Rue does not think I should try, therefore maybe I will not, but of course I want to make as much noise as possible because I want to draw him to me. But maybe we will wait. I can wait. I can be very patient.
As you
Thank you
pass
so much.
through the laundry room, you get into the hallway that leads to a swinging door that you know leads to the back side of the gardens that sit at the center of the wing ship.
Mm-hmm.
And as you pass through that swinging door, you turn to your left and you see resplendent the gardens that you are familiar with. The large weeping willow tree that stands at its center, and the cobblestone paths that have been beautifully laid for the citizens of this building to spend their time walking amongst nature in the privacy of a home without onlookers.
Can I listen in the gardens?
Do you want to walk over to them?
To the gardens? I don't want to get within eye shot of the glass, like the glass from Barnatius's penthouse, but I would like to listen to see if I can hear familiar footsteps.
Roll a focus roll for me.
Yeah. Do you want me to burn a dry for this? Or no?
I think this should be alright.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
a 6.
Beautiful.
You hear a slow, methodic thump, thump, thump. And when you look to where you're hearing the sound coming from, across the gardens, through the trees and through the brush, you do see a shape moving. But with the perspective, looking through at this array of vegetation that you know fairly well. You walk this garden every morning, the height of it. You see a form moving far on the other side of the building that looks like it is 8 feet tall, slowly moving against the backdrop of the vegetation. Just loud footsteps of a thump, thump,
Perfect.
thump.
I'm gonna say, whatever is in there is not human, and we need to go.
Well, anything you say, I will trust it. The woman talks to ghosts. I'm out.
You are at the south side of this building. There is not an exit on this side, on this floor.
Oh, so we gotta go through.
There is entrances to the garden area behind the building, are staircases down from the second floor,
Right.
which is sort of, there. No one lives on the second floor of the building. It's just sort of a veranda kind of overlook of the gardens and a transition space between the professional spaces
Right.
below and the above.
If this building is a farce, the doors may all be open. We could try an apartment to see if we can access other floors. They may be locked, they may be empty inside, they may be hollow inside, but they might be open if this building doesn't have any occupants.
Could there be underground tunnels as well?
I think we technically are underground
I suppose we are.
already. in a physics sense of the word. Not that I understand physics.
You know that halfway across the building, on your right, is a grand staircase on either side of the building that has a circulating staircase that goes up in 2 directions to the second floor.
Okay.
And is typically how, if you're not taking the elevator, how you would get to that veranda level. And on that second floor, you do know that there are entrances to the emergency exit from there.
Okay. So I explained that how to get to the grand staircase, and the only way to get to the grand staircase is through the gardens, correct?
Along the wall that you're currently against. You don't have to go through any of the gardens. You are like at the far edge of the building.
Okay.
And so all you would have to do is get across. You are in full view of the gardens.
Yeah.
Not from the windows above because there is
Right,
that
yeah.
second floor veranda, but you would have to cross and sneak your way along this wall to get to that staircase.
I think I'm going to call attention and draw everyone else's attention to the thumping. and the shadow,
Okay.
so that they can get a sense of where it is.
Mhm.
And then I think it might be good for us to watch it for a moment and see what path it takes. Because if it's on patrol, it's going to take a certain path.
Mm-hmm.
And then perhaps we could avoid intercepting that path.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it might be kind of good for us to slink further into the shadows and just kind of like watch.
Well, since you're leading this, let's have you roll a hide check for me.
Ha ha ha.
I feel sorry for her.
I am going to burn a dry for that.
Because this is like her house, so we are pretty much have to rely on her directional for this. So
That's a 1.
What does that mean?
You back up against the wall, hoping
I'm going to knock something
that
over.
you're going to keep
dear.
quiet. And you actually bump into Seth. And Seth, you are still
in incredible pain.
in incredible pain.
Yeah.
And you've been hiding it so well, buckling everything down between an impassible facial expression that no one would see. And then suddenly she steps on your ankle. And it's a little bit louder than that as you hear the thumping stop.
We need to move.
Oh no.
We need to move.
And
I
then
think
it picks up.
We
Thump,
need to run
thump,
for the staircase.
thump,
All right.
thump, thump.
I think
We're
we
going to
run for
run.
the staircase.
We're gonna run
All
for
right.
it.
Yes.
You are running for the staircase as you hear this pick up. What is the order that you are running in?
I know
Well,
where the
Elaine's
staircase is,
first.
so I should leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go last with Seth
Mhm.
to aid them in case their feet, ankles, whatever it is,
Roll a move roll for me.
give out. Okay. 2.
You are doing such a good job helping Seth that you get caught up on your own clothing. And as you get to the bottom of this staircase, you push Seth up and you manage to get 3 or 4 steps up. When you turn around, you see that Aurelius has fallen on the ground. And behind her, there is a hulking form that is human-like, but with gray skin that seems to almost flake off at times. One arm is long and lugubrious. The other is small and seems to fit almost more of a female frame. There is a third arm that comes out of the back and arcs over with the hand just dangling in front of the chest, and the jaw of the creature is hanging off to the left as it is now barreling through the garden at Aurelius, who is on the ground at the bottom of the stairs. What would you like to do?
Valentina, do you think you can grab her?
Yeah, because I'm right behind Helene.
Great.
Yeah.
So she's immediately gonna turn around when she hears the fall.
I'm gonna
she's
grab
gonna
Seth.
turn. Yeah.
I take the revolver and
Great.
I steady my aim.
I was gonna say I think I might also pull out my hunting rifle.
Amazing. I would like for you to roll a move check for me as you try and pull Aurelius up the staircase,
Perfect.
and the two of you, I'd like for you to make control rolls for me as you attempt to shoot at this creature.
I'm gonna use
gonna be
drive because I
loud.
can.
Well, I'm not necessarily ready to shoot. I'm just
Okay, if you're not ready
lining
to
up
shoot,
my aim.
You're just okay.
2 4s.
2
Likewise.
4s. You are trying to pull Aurelius up the stairs. You are trying to
that
get
your-
your own, but
That's
the
right.
way that you are
Then
working
get a
together
dog back.
is
Oh, yeah, that's right. Get it
the
out.
way that you're working together is not quite doing it, and this creature is catching up. The thumping is getting loud. You can see these large boots are just pounding into the earth as it's making its way over towards you.
I would like to flash my camera to try and daze it because I see that they are pulling out guns and I know that they are loud.
Okay, yes. Give me a control roll.
Okay.
Because you're trying to very specifically hit it with a flash of light.
Yeah. I'm gonna burn my drive for that.
Can
Nice.
the guns bolster your resolve?
Are you shooting?
No, I'm trying to not have you shoot
I'm
the
not
gun.
gonna
Oh,
shoot.
noise.
But can the presence of the guns bolster her revolve and I'll burn a drive?
You do not get the sense that this thing is mentally aware enough for that to work.
Oh.
I
You're
might
looking at this
bolster
thing-
her drive. Like,
like-
she's so desperate to flash it.
To get us to
If the
not
answer is
fire.
no, that
I'm not. I know.
That's
I'm going to
fine.
say no. If
That's
you
okay.
can come up with something better to
It
help
was
her
worth a
point the
try.
camera.
No. It's all good. Hey, I've had only bad rolls today, so this has to be a 3.
All right, you flash your camera, but you do it a little bit too soon, and so it's a little bit too far away, and it blinks away for a moment, but it is still pounding towards you. It's now 15 feet away.
As Seth sees this, they're
Is
going to pull out
Aurelius
their
up?
camera as well.
Almost. But she's pulling.
I'm pulling. I'm trying to get her skirt out of her boots or whatever.
You're pulling her up the stairs now, but you are now on that lower level of the stairs of this circular staircase with this thing coming at you, and you were successful at getting her up on the stairs, but you did not. You're not quite moving yet around the circles up to the second floor.
Mm-hmm.
What can we do?
Steph is gonna pull out her their camera as well,
Okay.
seeing what Aurelius just did,
All right.
and try the same thing. Is that possible?
I don't know.
I mean, it might be. It knows your tricks now, so you've flashed it once. It might be harder to accomplish, but
All right.
I wonder if we should.
you are also holding a revolver, so.
Yeah.
I think you
I
should
think-
shoot, and I will grab Aurelius, and we'll start running up the stairs. Because a hunting rifle takes a lot more to shoot, but you can
Alright.
shoot, boom,
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
run, and I can, and it's also probably quieter,
That's true.
yeah, than a fucking hunting rifle.
I would have a quieter sidearm, for sure.
Yeah. I think
Oh,
that
you're
a
using
hunting
your
rifle?
sidearm, not
Yeah,
the one
yeah.
that you got from.
Not the
Yeah, because
giant flat
Alicia
revolver.
took
Yeah.
the big revolver.
God, you guys have so many guns.
We're loaded.
We
took
didn't
them
roll.
from
We
her-
didn't role play that when you guys were intimidating the guy when you left the building at the
We
end of
all
last
had
session.
guns.
You had multiple rifles and revolvers that you were just like hacking
I'm holding a fucking
hardcore.
hunting rifle. I live here.
That's a last resort, okay? We
We're
use
packing.
our
right.
sway.
Violence last.
All right, I need you to roll a control roll. You are shooting at the creature.
All right.
Am I still helping her?
You are still helping her up the stairs.
I am also
I'm-
gonna start pulling on Aurelius.
I'm going to burn a drive.
We were playing a little fast and loose, but I'm gonna say
Oh,
you have to
yes.
call your drives before you roll now. So what did you
Four
roll?
is a
Oh, okay.
success.
4.
All right, you take a shot at this thing, and as it ricochets off its shoulder, it is just enough to get it just off balance enough that its meaty paw, its right hand, this giant one, comes crashing into the banister. You watch as the crenulation of this banister breaks, and you can see the beautiful painted florals that make up this thing shatter open. And for a moment, as the banister opens, you think that you can see human bone as this thing falls, but you're distracted as the thing rights itself. I need you to roll a control roll for me, Valentina.
I'm going to use drive.
Burn a drive for me.
Yeah. 6 and a 4.
Yeah.
Great. With your 6, you yank her up on her feet. Aurelius, you are now steady, and the 4 of you start to bolt up the stairs. You still hear the echoes of that revolver shot on the glass panes inside the building. But for now, you are running up the staircase with this beast that is beginning to lumber up the stairs after you. You can tell that with those giant boots, it is having a little bit of a harder time getting up the stairs than you, but it is following. Which way are you going?
Helena's gonna run straight for the fire escape because the fire escape is gonna be small and he's not gonna be able to get into it.
On the north side or the south side?
Whatever's closest.
All right. You are in the middle, so it depends on which direction you guys are running up the stairs.
Helene sprints left. Well, what would be the closest? I feel like she knows this. What would be the closest once she gets to the 6th floor to her apartment?
You are on the opposite side of the building.
So it doesn't
So you're
even
building.
matter.
It doesn't matter.
You are
Yeah.
on the east side, and you live on the west
So
side.
she sprints left and heads towards.
So you guys are heading south now, back
Yes,
in the
yes.
direction you came towards the corner of the building where the laundry was, and you are running for it. You are able to get to the edge of the staircase. As you get to the edge of the staircase and you try for the door, it is locked, and this beast is coming behind you.
Oh boy. We're gonna have to shoot
Help.
the door open.
Help!
I mean,
You have a gun.
I have a gun
Yes.
too, but I mean,
You have a gun?
yes.
I'm opening this
Big
door.
I'm gonna aim up my hunting rifle.
Great.
I've already shot once.
Right?
What-
Are you
what is that?
lockpicking?
Yes.
All right.
should
Roll a
aim your
lockpicking
rifle
check.
as
I can
well.
shoot.
Is that
Yeah.
I'm not as
control?
capable.
Or
Okay.
That is.
Control.
Yeah, that is control.
Finesse.
Shooting is control. All right.
Shooting is
I'm-
control, and lockpick's also
Lockpicking is
control.
also-
I am burning a drive.
Right?
Just
Burn a
don't
drive.
shoot yet.
Okay.
Just see what happens.
Oh,
That one fell out.
It's a 4.
4.
All right. You are working on that lock, and you almost have it, but the creature is almost upon you. What are you guys doing while
All right,
she's
then.
finishing the lockpick?
I'm gonna aim my big, huge. I think it was a handgun I had when I
The
put
big
yeah.
revolver from the
revolver.
apartment?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
stand back. I don't think you are a resident here, sir. Bullets. A 4 and a 3.
Absolutely. You get a shot off, and you manage to catch it in that same shoulder. It stops for a second as it just, as it swings its paw forward at you. It is able to connect, and you're going to take a body as this paw just crashes across your chest,
Okay.
and you feel the air just get knocked out of you in this moment. But as you get knocked back, Steph, you open the door and you swing it open into this fire escape hallway. You watch as your friend Valentina gets pushed backwards. She stumbles through the door and she is actually the first into the hallway as you are now, the door is open. This guy is about to take another swing. What are you guys doing?
Running into the hallway and shutting the door.
All right, as you begin to run in, you shut the door behind you. What would you do?
Lean against it to make sure it doesn't fall.
I would love for you to slam your crowbar to stop him.
Oh, that's
Feel
crazy.
thump.
She is,
He is slamming on this door trying to get it open.
Do I have a way to like use my crowbar to prop the door closed?
Ooh, yes, absolutely. Give me a give me a control roll. This is a fine tuning motion you're trying to get here.
Can I burn a drive to say that I'm like helping her? Like I touch these doors a lot.
Yeah.
Like I know.
Well, you're holding this door closes. This guy's trying to push it open.
So you can roll another.
5 and a 5.
5 and a 5. In that moment, you do manage to edge it. You're looking. You also like click the lock. You're like, I'm gonna. You know what? Maybe that'll help some. I don't know. Maybe it's a good
Not with
deadbolt.
that brute force.
And you watch as this door begins to split. And
You gotta go.
he is just slamming on it. And the door's breaking, but the crowbar is holding against the lever of the door handle. And so it's not budging.
Yeah.
But the door itself is starting to quake a little bit more. The hinges are almost getting pulled out of the frame.
I think the minute we slam the crowbar in, we're already heading up the stairs to the 6th floor.
As you begin to run up the stairs, you realize that this space is not like the gardens of the building.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's similar in some ways, but it is almost like the recreation of the building is less real here. It is less finished. And there are places as you're running where along a wall you'll see a human finger just in the wallpaper.
Oh.
And in the banister that protects you from falling all the many stories below, you'll see that it almost looks like a femur for a second. But then the mirage of it will dissipate over and you'll see that it is a banister again. It is almost like this tower is creating the image that you know this building to be for you as you are moving through it. As you get up to the 5th floor, the staircase stops and it doesn't continue above you. There's just blank black space. The door downstairs shatters on.
If this is an illusion,
We need to very quietly open this door.
No, there's no door.
Is it?
There's a door
There
in
is a
front
door
of
to
you.
get
The door
up to the
downstairs
5th
just
floor.
shattered where
Yes.
he's been thumping
I
on
thought
it.
you said we got to the top of the stairs and there was no
No,
door.
there
No,
is a
there's nothing
door.
above you. The
So I
staircase stops.
say-
You watch as the staircase is almost slowly recreating itself up in front of you, but it isn't quite fast enough.
Is it locked?
The door in front of you you're on the inside, so even if it is, you can unlock it.
I think we need to, whoever is the subtlest needs to very quietly open this door. And then very
Who's the most
quietly
stealthy?
shut it.
Coming up the stairs and you hear,
We gotta go.
What would be stealth? Stealth would be what?
Is that a control again?
that would be
Hide.
a hide check.
So whoever has the most hide.
Definitely not me.
You have 1, which is more than all of us.
I have 0,
I have
All right.
actually.
So none of us are stealthy?
Oh, because you took it away from.
Okay,
Yeah.
I guess I'll
All
just,
right, yeah, none of us are stealthy.
I'll
so-
just
All right.
very, very, I have experience with the doors.
Yeah.
I'm gonna burn a cunning drive to just make it a straight roll.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, that was not my roll. 4.
All right, you are able to click the door open, and you are able to sneak everyone in. But as you close the door, you let go of the door handle a little too soon, and you hear the door handle go chunk as it slides back into place.
This place is an illusion.
Yes.
Helene, this is not a door. This is not a door. There is no door here.
Clearly, but we still need to treat it like it is a space because the creatures are treating it like it's the space.
But if this is an
You hear
illusion,
coming up the stairs.
if this is an illusion based on the memories of this place, there is no door
Thump.
here. It
He
is a
hits
wall.
the door.
So should we act like the door's there and try to just walk
Thump.
through
He
it?
hits the door a second time.
I'm trying to imagine that this is a
is
wall.
this based
and
off
his-
of Helene's
a wall.
memories of the building?
Thump. He hits the door a third time. The door is still there.
It's not working. Great.
The door
Okay.
begins to crack in
We
front
need
of
to
your
move.
eyes.
Run.
All right, we have to treat it like it is. All right.
We need, so my ex-boyfriend's apartment,
That's down. You've already passed that.
oh.
That was the third to the
but
fourth
he
floor.
had a 5th floor door.
No, that was his was
Oh, it
third
was
and
third
fourth.
to
Can we go
fourth
on to the
floor.
landing right now then? Isn't there
There are
like a-
apartments on this floor. You're on a hallway with many
Yeah, let's
doors
go
to
on-
many
Let's
apartments.
just
on the
slide
landing.
into a quick apartment.
Yeah.
Great.
Yes.
Will someone roll a high check for me to see how quietly you're able to do that?
Wow.
I
All
shouldn't
right.
do it.
Does anyone have any drives in that?
I
In
have-
cunning. You have drives and cunning to use.
I have drives. So if I burn one, I can roll a dice.
Okay.
Which is better than
Yeah.
Yeah.
nothing.
I will help you with that by adding 1 die because we've gotten a specific outfit change to better be stealthy.
Great.
Both of us.
Absolutely. Burn that drive and roll those dice.
Oh no.
That is a 1 and a 2.
Fuck.
Okay.
Are
All right,
gonna
you guys
burn
press
have
into this
resistance?
apartment, but you
I
slam the
used
door.
resistance, but I don't know which one it was, and I didn't erase it.
Didn't you use a refresh?
No.
Yeah, but
Oh.
resistance is...
Yeah, you get refreshes. You get your resistance.
I
on a
have
refresh.
resistance
Right.
that I'm going to burn. That's why I filled it
Okay,
back in.
you don't get the drives here, so now you're going to roll 2 and take the lowest.
Yeah, I don't think it could be any worse. Okay, it's still a 2. Never mind.
All
It's
right,
bad.
you press through the door, and once everyone's inside, you slam it closed. The creature breaks through the door in the hallway. You hear him as he becomes bounding down the hallway towards the door that you are now in. You're in an apartment. What would you like to do?
Someone random's apartment.
You're in a random apartment. You've never seen it before. It is finely decorated. There is
Check if they have a
cabinetry
second
and like
floor
a
door.
dinner. There is a dining room table. There is a variety of furniture on this first floor. It's sort of a half dining room, half living room space that you're currently in.
I think Helene says somebody throw the table against the door, and then she's gonna run upstairs quickly and see if there's a 6th floor door.
All right, who's moving the table?
Table on muscle.
Roll
Okay.
a move roll for me.
Okay. And I'm going to be using drive. Hee hee. Come on. 2 and a 4.
Are you
Didn't
Didn't you
gonna
roll 3 dice?
She did
Yeah,
drive.
it's it. I'm 1 gilded, yeah. 1
How did
gilded.
how do you get 2 numbers on 3 dice?
No, I mean, I wrote a 2, a 4, and a 2.
Oh,
So, yeah.
I was like,
Sorry,
that
I
doesn't make any sense.
I'm so used to giving all the dice
You
numbers. But yeah.
managed to get the door in the way
Yeah.
just as he slams it open a little bit. So you're holding the table now,
Yeah.
but the only thing keeping the door closed is you holding the table. It's not kind of propping the door by itself. And there is a little crack of that door where that left, smaller, more feminine arm of this creature is sneaking its way into the apartment to try and press on the inside to
Anyone
push
got a
I'm
this
going
open.
to take my hunting rifle and shoot it, because if you said the door's ajar, then I'm going to hunting rifle shoot
The hand or through the door?
through the door at the creature.
All right, roll a control roll for me.
Fuck.
We're not built for combat.
I know.
No, we are not.
How'd we do?
Well, that's cocked, but it's a 1 on the other one, so I can't roll any better because it's the worst of the 2.
You actually fire, and despite barely missing Valentina, you crack the table that she's holding, and now that table has splintered in the middle because of the bullet that went through it, and she is barely keeping this door somewhat closed because of this.
Is there a door upstairs?
You find a staircase upstairs, and you are opening doors trying to find something at the moment, but you are not able to find something yet.
Are the floor plans of every apartment in this building different?
They are, because they're
Apparently.
that kind of wealth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
gonna really
they build
choose,
what they
yeah.
want.
Yeah.
Can
Okay.
Seth take another shot?
Absolutely, take a shot for me.
Yes. All right.
Please miss me.
Someone
Cut
take
that
this
bitch's
gun
arm off.
away from me because I can't
Yeah.
shoot it.
I'm going to. I had 2 in that. Did I have 2? I did, right?
You did, yeah.
Okay.
in
I'm going to burn
control.
another drive.
Good, do
Yeah,
it.
you did.
It's a 5.
All right, you wing Valentina with your shot. You're going to take a body as this bullet grazes the back of your neck, but it does pierce through the door. In that moment, you see that left hand slink back out as you hear a... The door is open, but
Yeah.
the hand is not there at the moment, and this thing has been pushed back. Will you roll a control roll for me, Valentina?
Shit, I'm
Yes.
so sorry.
I'm gonna use a drive because I did get a drive back for taking that body.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll. Yeah, here we go. Control.
Yeah.
Come on.
Or move.
2 and a 3. Oh, I move? I rolled a control. Can I retcon or no?
Yeah, it doesn't really make... Well...
Because the move makes a big difference for me because I can use narrow escape, which is one of my specialties, which means I can actually add a 1d to my
Okay, I'll
pool.
let you re-roll it with that because of that.
Okay, so move means I get... Woohoo, look at that.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Beautiful,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
sound. Here we go,
Nice.
bone on
Yeah.
bone. Oh, 5.
Great. You slam the door shut. You wedge the broken piece of table underneath the door handle. You're not sure it's going to hold for much longer, but for the moment the door is closed, you flick the lock before you hear that creature come back with a thump, thump, thump. Upstairs, you do find a door to the 5th floor.
I called everyone. Or 6th, you mean, right?
Yes, you were on the 5th. Yeah. Sorry.
So I call out to everyone.
All right.
I'm gonna grab Valentina.
Great.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I mean, as soon as I hear the call, I'm gonna break off from the door, knowing
Door's
that
already open by the time y'all get up there.
Valentina's perfect white shirt is singed with the blood that is dripping out of the shoulder wound from where you took a bullet.
That's right.
Grazed by a bullet, but it did pierce your skin. You are running now. You have one arm just trying to staunch the bleeding as you get to the door out to the 5th floor. As you hear that thumping just continuing on the door below, you hear the crack of the table leg, and that door is now open, and the creature is following you. What are you doing as you are getting up to the 2nd floor, and you find the door through another doorway to the outside?
Leave the door open. Don't make a sound closing it. Run to the next door.
Run to my house, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You run out, you leave the door open, and as you get to that next door, I would like for someone to roll a hide check for me to see how quietly you guys can get to the next apartment.
None of us are great at stealth, so who wants to just do it next?
I would be good at getting into places I'm not supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to call on back against the wall, which allows me to take a brain mark to make any nerve it's nerve I spend. It's a hide check. Shoot, that doesn't work.
Shoot. Okay.
Somebody who has the best control or who has the best hide. Everyone has 0.
Everyone has 0.
You had 1, but because of her injury,
yeah,
Seth unfortunately lost her ability to hide.
I have up to 3 drives that I can burn.
Okay. Do you I'll roll.
Okay.
But do you want to burn a drive just like maybe you're like whispering like, oh, there's a shadow over there or something to me? And then I can guide us there with the help of somebody backing me in the shadows.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
So you're both burning a drive for this?
Wow.
I will burn a drive so I can roll 2.
So you're on the 6th floor in an apartment across the building from where your apartment is.
Okay.
Roll 2 dice for me.
4.
All right. You sneak inside and you are closing the door. There is a noise.
Yeah.
It isn't perfect, but you're fairly certain that the creature wasn't yet in the hallway and you might be okay.
Yeah.
You're not sure, but you are now in one of the smaller apartments in the building. It is a single floor apartment. You don't see any staircases anywhere. And it is a simple 2-bedroom on this one floor. The room around you is at mostly a cabinetry sort of entryway with coat hooks that are lined up and little cubbies. It looks like there's sort of these like 5 cubbies and these 5 coat hooks. On the left wall beside you, there is a large cabinet that when you open the door and see if there's anything inside, anything to prop this door, you don't find anything. It's empty. Mm-hmm. The physical pieces of the building are here, but all of the accoutrements of life are missing.
It's a facade.
Can I look through the people?
Yeah, absolutely.
And just see what the creature's doing?
Yeah, make a focus roll for me.
Okay. That's a 2.
You can't quite see through there is something in the peephole that's like glass, but it doesn't focus the hallway the way that you're used to, and you can't quite make out what the shadows on the other side mean.
Okay.
They're almost swirling in a way that you're not expecting.
Interesting.
It's like a movie set or something. Like everything's fake. It looks like it, but it's not it.
Mm-hmm.
As you pull into the living room, trying to be quiet, keep away from the door, there is a variety of furniture here. There are things that you could try and use to prop the door.
Yeah.
But because of the apartment you are now in, once that door is closed,
you're stuck.
You don't have a way out.
Yeah.
Unless we jump out the
There's
window.
only the one door.
Yeah. I think we
You hear a thump in the hallway.
We may end up fighting this thing.
No, we need to play it cool.
Something just walking. As it continues to walk down the hallway.
Perhaps it will leave.
If we're quiet enough, maybe it will leave.
Perhaps.
Do you think it just thought we disappeared into thin air?
I sure fucking hope so.
Can I ask you, Eileen? Yes. Are you used to seeing creatures like this here ever?
In my home?
Yes!
No.
You have seen, as a circle, you have seen some rather strange abominations created by the artifacts of antiquity of
Yes.
Old Fair. You in particular, Valentina, having been to Old Fair before.
It's true. We did. Oh, okay. So maybe I can give everyone a drive back by telling them a story, maybe?
If you'd like to tell the story of what happened to you that night.
Yes, I would. Most of you know how I know Helene. I mean, maybe I just refreshed the story for you while we're here, since we're waiting to see if we're about to be found by a disgusting monster that Helene does not recognize. Maybe it's your ex.
Well, I was actually gonna ask after you're done your story or something, but that's something else entirely. You tell your story first, then we'll get into that.
All right, so I told you I had a friend named Quinn that was very close to when I was in school. And we both were quite, I don't know, curious, daredevil-like. And, well, Quinn said she heard about a fortune-teller medium who was becoming very famous. That happened to be Queen Helene here.
And I wish I wasn't getting famous.
At that age, she did not want to have the gifts that
Famous
she had.
within certain circles.
Yes.
She had gifts, and they were being, people were starting to recognize what she could see and what she could experience. So we decided to go see her, and she, because of our families knowing one another, she agreed to speak to us. She told Quinn, there is a darkness that speaks to you. We heard that there was a theater in Old Fair that had an abandoned basement or foundation. So one night we decided to hop the fence. And some things happened. It was very hazy. But I told you, I woke up and I wanted to call Quinn to find out if she had the same dream as me, because there was no way I had that dream alone. And after that, she was gone. Nobody has seen her since. So I don't quite know where she disappeared. And you know that the LUP said that maybe she ran away and something happened to her. Maybe she took off. But I know it was something deeper and darker. And there is some explanation to what happened to her. And I intend to find out.
I think these things may all be connected. Or maybe not, but it's not a coincidence that my father is here with Barnatius, whether it is or is not against his will. Seth, I wanted to talk to you about this.
Ooh, yes.
Barnatius wanted to talk to my father earlier this evening.
Is that so?
Barnatius wouldn't tell me what it is, but my father loves me. And so he mentioned what it is. He said Barnatius wanted to talk to him about the bridge extension.
Which bridge?
I don't know. But when I hear bridges, I think of you. So
You do know that it is your father is financially somewhat tied up in the rebuilding of the Ivy Bridge.
okay. Then
That Barnatius is real estate corporation is spearheading.
Then I will say the Ivy Bridge.
Oh.
And I know from what you've told me that there were some weird things happening on that bridge when what happened. And it reminds me, your story. A little bit of what we're seeing here. So
That is rather fascinating. Do you know, I've seen so many missing persons cases get thrown out the window, but never in all my time working did I see as many cases brushed under a table as I had with the Ivy Bridge.
Does the bridge lead into Old Fair?
No, the bridge is between two parts of New Fair.
Okay.
At this moment, Aurelius, you're listening to these conversations, but in the way that you do as a journalist, you are walking the room, and you are examining the space that you're in, and for the first time since entering this reverse version of your tower, you step over to the window, and you look out for the first time to see what is outside. And you're rather shocked because the city that you would expect to see on the horizon is above you. 30 stories, but facing up at you, as if you are high in the sky, looking down upon the world.
So it's like flipped.
Upside down, yeah.
But
You see buildings high above you, but they are growing down towards you, as if the ceiling of whatever space you are in is a city. There are lights flickering. There is bits of motion. It's too far to make out anything in particular.
I think you all need to see this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Helene walks over.
As you get over, you are all hit with a sense of vertigo. One that you're somewhat familiar with. The distance outside of your window moves in a circular manner, similar to the Fourth Pharos, the headquarters of your order, Candela Obscura, that exists within the flare, that can only be accessed through a thinning like the one that you believe you passed through just a few minutes ago. But unlike the Fourth Pharos, where the controlled environment that Candela has created keeps you safe and exists to move with that feeling of circular motion to keep you from experiencing any form of physical discomfort, this tower is stock still in a landscape that moves around it. Valentina, you look at the buildings far above you, and you are taken back to that night with Quinn. To that night where you snuck into a theater in New Fair, but a theater that was being renovated and where they had found something in the basement. Your first phenomena, when you passed through a thinning into a section of Old Fair. And above you, you see landmarks that you have thought about every night as you've fallen asleep. A city within a thinning that you've never been able to return to, but that you now see hangs above you like a chandelier.
Helene!
Yes.
You hear the thumping in the hallway. Thump, thump, thump.
I'll say it quietly. Okay.
And it starts to walk away again.
Oh, I recognize this.
From what?
This is from, well, I mean, I don't believe it was a dream. But I recognize these landmarks, this city. I think I know where we are.
You've seen this before?
These are landmarks I recognize from the night that I lost my best friend.
Oh.
So it's familiar.
Are there any ghosts?
No.
There are no ghosts? Can we get in there?
Well, I mean,
You could go out the window.
but it's above us, and it kind of like connects with the top, which is where Barnatius's offices are.
So we'd have to pass by Barnatius to get there, basically. Or...
You're not sure. You can only see out. You can't actually
Yeah.
see the top of this building, so you don't know.
But
It may
that's our
not
best
be
bet.
connected.
When you
It
were,
might not be connected.
you
but that's
have
our
not
best
actually
bet.
seen the penthouse yet. Because you have been trying to keep to the walls.
Yes.
You haven't actually been able to look up and see what the top of the building looks like at all.
Yeah.
So we have no idea what's above us, really.
No, other than a city that seems to be hanging down towards you.
Yeah.
It's upside down.
If we were to fall, would we fall up? If everything is flipped, if the water is suspended,
I didn't even think of that.
opposite way.
Within the building, from what you've experienced so far, gravity is holding you down on the floors. You're not, despite a moment of gravitational change while you pass through the thinning, you do feel like you are currently on solid ground.
I think
Oh,
she's asking if
can-
we went out the window, what would happen?
Yeah,
That's what she's
can
right
we,
now.
can we
Would
open the window and throw something outside and see what direction it falls?
Smart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
Something light. Maybe a
Yeah,
hair.
yeah. Yeah, like a cloth of some kind that's not
You-
going to make noise.
Find a window that has a mechanism to open it, but the mechanism isn't real. It doesn't functionally work.
It's like a set, a studio set.
Yes.
But in your experience with Windows and with the motion, Valentine, I think you would rather quickly plug your excavation tool. As you use a little bit of leverage, you pop a window, and it swings open. The air outside is old and musty as it comes into the room, but clean.
We don't smell any of the bleeding, acrid smell at all.
Make a sense roll for me.
Sense, okay. Okay. I have none. Can I drive that?
You can drive it.
Yeah.
I'll drive it. Just in case, why not?
You just roll 1 dice when you drive it, when you go from 0 to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just roll 1 dice.
So 1 dice,
Yeah.
right. And also, don't forget, everybody, because I told my story again, everybody gets 1 drive.
You all
Yeah,
get a
nerve.
nerve.
One nerve.
Nerve?
Nerve,
Yes,
yes.
thank you. Yeah.
I just
Come on,
remembered that.
4.
Yeah, you breathe in, and you notice for the first time, you've been in a rather tense situation this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
That smell of bleed is there, but it is the lightest you've ever smelled it.
Okay.
That feeling at the back of your nose is pervasive in this space. And as you all take this deep breath, you pull out your bleed detector, and you, as you turn it on, it is barely a blip. Just a blip, 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 blip. It is the smallest amount you've ever felt, but it is constant.
I have a feeling if this is where you and Quinn went, which from what Candela has told you from my understanding is it was a fitting to Old Fair, I don't think Barnatius got this from the bottom of the ocean. I think he got the queen from here.
Oh, the Empress's bones.
Yes. And then I think he brought them back.
I'm going to throw a handkerchief out the window and see what direction it falls.
Absolutely. It starts to fall down towards the ground until it passes through the window, and once it begins to pass through the window, it falls up and begins to drift like a soft, light handkerchief would towards the city below.
We need
Falling.
to get to the 26th floor.
The city above.
Below
that
for
is
it.
below. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
We need to get to the 26th floor.
We need to
But
go.
we need to get to my apartment first, because this creature was an amalgamation of lots of people. And I hope it's not my family.
You didn't see any of your family in the facial features of the creature.
No, but I suspect it's not the only creature. So
You don't know?
we need to get to my family as soon as possible before he turns them into one of those.
You may be onto something with your theory that he got the bones from this place.
Certainly.
I do wonder, what was he even trying to do? Is it just some sort of hubris that led him to believe that he's above all of this? This house of bones? This pervasive bleed?
I mean, is
Palace
that
to himself.
so uncommon?
Right?
Did we, when she was under and the witch was speaking to her, did we hear the things that she was saying
Yeah,
as she was under?
I
did.
said
She
it.
said it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You heard what she said.
For
Yeah, she
a
said-
refresher for everyone, the Empress Witch said, I stopped him once, keep him contained, let me rest. When I asked her, how do you find peace?
I stopped him once.
That has to be something to do with the stone propeller.
And
That-
is there an equivalent of it in this world?
Oh. And what might it represent?
Another reason to get to the 26th floor.
Okay, so Seth is going to start looking for something to anchor rope to. Are there any bedspreads or any sort
We're
of
on
curtains?
the floor with my apartment, though.
Mm,
I want to get to my
Okay.
family side. If I
good
don't.
thing.
I know. It feels like a bad idea to not check.
How about we go a couple floors up? Oh, but climbing up would be difficult. I was thinking we could try to bait the monster.
I don't know if I want to try escaping from that thing again. Personally,
I don't know if I can climb. That's my
can-
concern.
we
Like,
can
no,
rappel
genuinely.
it.
I know.
I
Every time you say it, though, it's so
I
funny.
know.
And it's only funnier the next time.
Yeah. No, it's a bit now.
Yeah.
I don't think that I can climb.
I don't think I'm
You're
capable
just like-
of that. Hello.
I'm too hot to climb.
didn't have to do the rope thing in gym class.
like I have a move.
Yeah.
We could try.
Yeah.
I don't want to fall 20 stories plus 26 additional stories to the ground below.
To the
Of
ground
course.
above.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Yeah. It would be below once I'm falling. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Right? So I think
I think we have to go. I think we have to travel within the apartments because
Yes.
I think that if
If we
were
fall,
to-
we're dead.
Yes.
yeah.
There's nothing to.
And I don't think we have enough, like, however much I think it is a good idea and it would throw Barnatius for a loop if we fucking like propelled in to his fucking penthouse. I don't know if we would be able to make it.
I have an idea.
Okay.
How about this window, you could pop it open.
Yes.
How about I take something heavy, I throw it through the window, and then I try to throw it into the apartment. It makes some noise, and it clears us a bit of time.
So it makes the creature think we went to that apartment.
Yes. And you would dangle me.
Sway.
You would dangle me down.
Can I ask a question about the like terrace outside?
Mhm.
Is it open to the gardens?
Yeah.
I wonder if we throw that rock down into the gardens
Mm.
I like that even
Something
more.
heavy.
Send it
though.
back down.
to make a reverbration.
I would have to throw it hard.
Yeah.
No, I mean
You
the
just have to get it
gravity of
over
it.
the. You just have to get it over the.
The
lip
gravity of
It's
something.
only,
Is there
it's only like
um,
a 6-foot walkway.
Right? Like we open the
I
door,
see.
you chuck it.
even if it's
right?
like a metal that would make like a clanging, like something that would be loud.
A bowling ball. Everybody bowls.
Do you have bowling balls in your apartments?
Do you bowl?
No.
Does your husband bowl?
The one thing you do know is that as you have gone through these spaces, the impermanent items do not seem to exist in this space. It is mostly the permanent. So the
But-
large things that you see in this room are chairs.
But a chair would like splinter apart. It seems to be made of wood.
I mean, you could get a chair through the door if you want to just throw a chair over the balcony.
To make noise and then
A heavy
get
chair.
it down.
Into
It'll
Their
hit
chairs
the
aren't
ground.
like lazy boys.
Like it'll
They're like
hit the ground
dinner
in the
chairs.
garden,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And then the monster will be like, "Those bitches," and then head down there. That's how that
These
works.
exact words in 1913. And those bitches. I'm gonna get them bitches.
Oh
I don't know
What
why
would
I'm
they
doing
say?
this.
Like you scale back? Like, what would
It's actually
they
a
say?
chain smoking horror monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think even then they were saying, "Oh, those females."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah.
We have regressed.
We've been consistent.
Well, anyone who's got some muscle on them would like to chuck this chair out of the
love
window.
to chuck something
Yeah, I
out the
think
window.
That would be a strike roll, right? Because that's the
Uh,
closest thing to strength.
Oh.
I would actually say that in this case, it would be a move because you're
Okay.
moving.
Either way,
Chair.
that's on you.
Yes.
Should be you.
You're not like trying to break the chair up here or trying to just get it over the balcony, right?
So that it breaks on impact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 floors down.
Yeah. If you would like to move a chair and throw it off the balcony,
I would love to. Which chair should I use, ladies? Which one
Which
deserves
one is your
to
least
fly out the window?
favorite?
This is not my apartment, so I don't care.
Fair.
the dining room chairs are all very similar, but they would be the best bet for.
Yeah, then we'll do a dining chair.
I grabbed the one from the head of the table to give to Valentina.
Yeah.
Thank
There's a
you.
moment where you stand at the table, and because it is perfectly symmetrical,
Mhm.
and because it isn't like the kitchen doesn't lead into the table in a particular way, it takes you a moment to try and figure out which one is the head of the table, because there's no marks upon this table.
Yeah.
It looks brand new.
Mm.
Every room in this building is like walking through the IKEA showroom,
Yeah.
where like the
Ooh.
furniture is there,
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
but nobody lives in it.
Yeah.
But you find the right chair,
Mhm.
and you drag it to the door, and you hear softly, the softest you've heard it yet, the thumping of the creature's movements.
So he's probably on the other side.
I
So
was
we
hoping
could
it was dying.
No, we could say he's probably on the other side, right where my apartment is. So we could safely throw it over very quickly. Like we could open the door, throw it, and
Right.
then
Roll
They
a
help
move roll
me,
for me.
but let's see what we do. I got an extra dice because of my
Yeah.
narrow skin.
Yeah.
4. Wow.
You.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I don't need to. Is 4 enough, or can I resistance?
You can burn
It's a mixed
resistance.
success.
Okay.
All right, you throw the chair over, but in doing so, it clangs on the banister of this balcony. As you throw the chair over, the noise for a moment freaks you out. I'm going to need you to make a hide roll to see if you can get out of the way before the creature turns its head. You see it across the way on the balcony on the other side.
I'm going to burn a drive and rip her out of the way
Great.
as
Yeah.
soon as she throws it. So
Alright.
you can
Ready?
roll
It's one dice.
Yeah.
I get 1. Well, can I use a drive even though I have 2 in drive? I can use a drive
Yeah, you
anyway.
can use
You
a
can
drive
continue
too.
to, yeah, you can use
Anyway.
your drive so you have 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can use them. Plus I have... Okay, yeah.
All right, so
Nice
2
one.
dice. Here we go.
Come on!
5. You get pulled in. You like hit your shoulder a little bit on the door on the way in, and it's gonna be sore, but you don't take a body for that.
Oh, thank
But you do manage to get into the apartment, and you don't close the door. You just shut it almost to close,
Okay.
and you hear that. and you hear that crash. And suddenly the creature is incensed again, and you hear it's and you hear this noise across the way, but a little bit lower down is a clang of metal and a
Oh, it climbs. Good. Good,
As you
sick, fucking awesome.
open the door to see exactly what it's doing. It is dropping from floor to floor and using that beefy right arm to catch the next banister on the way down, as it is on the 4th floor and the 3rd floor and the 2nd floor before it pushes off and lands with a crunch in the vegetation below.
And we are going to run to my apartment.
Absolutely.
Yes, right away.
Yes.
So we run to my apartment. My parents are next door.
Which apartment are you checking first?
My apartment with my husband.
You're moving
Because I feel
quietly
like
but quickly.
I would have the spare key on me.
Mm-hmm.
So I unlock the door to my apartment, kind of usher us all in.
It is very odd to use the key. As you slide it in and slide, it works, but there is a lugubriousness to the way the key feels as it slides in, almost like you're pressing it into flesh as you
Ew.
turn the key and you push the door open.
Yeah.
You're on the 1st floor of your apartment, and you don't see anything.
Are there any signs of life?
No. Just the usual missing life, but all of your furniture's there. It's interesting. It looks old. Not used, but it looks like the things that you owned 3 years ago. Some of them you still have,
Yeah.
but some of these things are items that you know you don't have anymore,
Yeah.
but they're here.
I'm gonna quickly glance at the kitchen. Nothing's been used.
There's no items.
Okay.
There's no the things that move quickly about your place
Yeah.
don't exist.
I think I'm just gonna call, like, in the way that I always do when I would, like, walk in the door. Archie?
Dear, is that you, Helene? And you hear your mother's voice upstairs.
My mother's?
Yes.
That's not good. That is not how somebody would respond in this situation. Be careful. And Seth is going to unholster the weapon again.
Can
Okay.
Can I, like... Well, I guess I would have to get in front of my mother first. I want to roll a sense roll to get a sense of whether or not that's my mother.
Roll a... Yeah, absolutely. Roll a... Actually, I would say a focus roll.
Okay.
This isn't like a magical sense. This is your, like, personal connection with her. I'll give you an extra d6, though, because it is your mom.
Yeah, okay.
Fair.
That's a 6.
Your mother never calls you Helene.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
But she does when she is tense.
Right.
It isn't often, but it is when your mother is uncomfortable that she busts out Helene.
Right.
And it is usually when you are at a social event and there's someone in the conversation that your mother does not wish to speak to, and she's asking for you to find her a way out of the situation she's in.
So she wants help.
You're not sure, but that is it is the only time your mother ever uses your name.
Okay.
It's either her or it's not her. Like, it's her and she's stuck here, or it's not her.
I think I'm going to very, like, lowly whisper, like, my mother only calls me Helene when something is wrong. So I agree. It's either my mother and something is wrong, or it's not my mother. Let's put that to our side for a moment.
Of course.
Yeah.
Just
'cause
in case.
If it is my mother,
Yes.
let's not murder her.
On your call.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
And I'm gonna head upstairs towards the voice of my mother.
I would like to I'm going to let them walk, and I'm going to put a hand on Valentina's shoulder as a kind of, let's wait a moment.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be, if they don't know how many people we are, we can be a surprise.
Yeah.
If anything goes wrong.
It's very smart. Okay, I stay by my others.
So we're going to stay back while these two...
All right. Are you staying on the bottom floor?
Maybe at the base of the stairs.
Within ear or eye shot. In
Yes.
case anything.
I don't want to be within eyeshot to be able to be seen by what
But-
we believe Helene's mother might be, but we're going to kind of like watch them like close enough, maybe like on the first couple of stairs
Just sort of.
before, so that we can kind of watch them like at like where we could see a door frame that they may enter, unless she's at the top of the stairs, and then in which case, well, then we get seen, I guess. But
Right
I think
back.
once we get to the top of the stairs, if she's not right there, I'll motion.
Okay,
Great.
sounds good.
Yeah.
As you get to the top of the stairs, you are unable to see her.
Okay.
And you hear from the end of the hallway, in a room that you know as the secondary pantry, where some of the longer-term food items are kept, your mother saying, Helene, is that you, dear?
I am pointedly not going to answer.
Okay.
Because if there is someone holding her a little hostage, I don't want to be like, yeah, it's me, Mom!
She become a valley girl.
Hey!
Yes!
Mom!
Like a cool mom.
Oh my god. Is that you?
I'm
One
just-
thing you do notice,
Yeah,
as you look into this hallway, is that every single door in this hallway is open
right.
to every single room. Whether they open in or out, they are open.
Okay.
Someone has come through. Every door you've seen in this building has been closed,
And then someone's looking.
but every door in this is open.
Okay. I know my apartment.
Mhm.
Are there any angles from other rooms or other doorways where I can see into the pantry? You know how sometimes you can like kind of like stand in a certain spot and like curl around a doorway in a house you're really familiar with in order to be able to kind of like see into it before they can see you? Like if
would
you're trying to
make
sneak
a
chocolate
hide
chips
roll,
from your
I
parents,
will let
you know what I mean?
make a hide roll to try and
Okay.
pull that off.
That's a disadvantage roll.
Ooh, goodness.
I didn't realize none of you took hide.
Oh, I
No,
know.
I
We,
mean-
Well, one of us
we
did.
didn't think about medicine.
Well-
I was like, we're gonna do a
and hide. Yeah, she
spooky,
was-
scary, dangerous horror campaign, and you're all like, fuck
That's
it.
6 and a 4. So
Oh,
4.
amazing.
Okay.
You are able to kind of slide down the hallway. As you're looking through the rooms, you're being very quiet, and you kind of motion for Seth, who I think went up the stairs with you, to kind of wait.
Yeah.
And you very quietly make your way down the hallway, past bedrooms, past the bathroom. The doors open, and on the first guest bedroom on the left, you're able to kind of slide in the first door to it, because there is a separate door out of the walk-in closet to this bedroom. They have money.
Yeah, we do.
And as you poke your head around the corner through the guest bedroom's walk-in closet, and you look through, you see the back of your mother's head.
Right.
And she's sitting in one of your dining room chairs in the pantry, unmoving, but occasionally craning her head over awkwardly, almost like trying to see out the door, but you're not able to see anything beyond that. The pantry otherwise does seem empty, but you can't see all the way into it.
And there's nothing else in there with her?
Nope, just the empty shelves where you know your food would be. Weirdly, there are forms in the pantry that look like food containers, but the sort that have been there in your pantry for years, the things that don't go bad, that you just keep
Yeah.
around the house,
Yeah.
but have been probably in your house as long as some of the furniture that you know you got rid of 2 or 3 years ago.
Right.
They are there.
Do we know if bleed affects people differently if it's their first time being exposed to it?
It's not necessarily based on first time. There are so many different forms of bleed that it would be hard. Like all bleed, all artifacts in different antiquities, they affect people differently every time. So you have seen bleed cause everything from allergic reactions to electricity to instantly freezing someone's entire body in a moment. And so
I see.
the effects of bleed are so vast in their number that whether or not it's a first experience or not, you wouldn't have the research on that.
Have I seen anything psychological?
Oh yes, bleed affects the mind more than anything.
Okay.
And many light keepers, the downfall of many light keepers is that their mental faculties are the thing that goes. That the eldritch horrors and the things that they witness affect them to the point where they are simply not capable of even becoming light keepers. They retire from Candela and must be taken care of by Candela because of the horrors they've witnessed and the effect that it's had on the chemistry of their brain.
I can pointedly only see the back of my mother's head. So
Sometimes a bit of the side as she attempts to turn her head over her shoulder to see out the door.
yeah, so that's what I'm kind of wondering. Can I prompt the turning of her face to see her profile more? So, from my understanding,
Mm-hmm.
pantry is here.
Yes.
walk-in closet.
I would say more the hallway.
Yeah.
Sorry, I bumped my mic. The hallway, the pantry is like this corner.
Yeah.
You're in the bedroom on this side.
Yeah.
In the walk-in closet on this side. So that's what gives you the angle into that corner of the hallway.
Is there an angle where I can maybe like lean an arm over to the hallway, throw something so that she turns her head and so I can look at it from my vantage point?
What you can see of her
Yeah.
is she is trying to turn, and she is always, every time she tries to turn, she's getting to the same point and stopping.
Oh,
It
so
doesn't
she's
look
tied
like
up.
there's more room for her to turn. It is that she is literally like this and can't seem to like get past that point.
Okay. My mother's tied up. If it's my mother.
Is there,
okay.
let me ask you, is there any harm in saying mama? Or, I mean, are we just really too scared that it's another creature?
Well, I think we're here. Like, it's worth a check.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
like
should
I'm
get the
right
surprise
outside
I
the
think
door,
so.
so I may
Please.
as well get the surprise.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna come back to the hallway then, just ever so slightly, and I'm going to motion to Seth to go through the pantry door,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna come through like, or no, it's just one door.
And there's only one door to this pantry.
Yeah. So we're gonna walk through at the same time, I think.
Mhm.
Awesome. You're gonna enter the pantry together?
Yeah.
Can we say that we are at like top of the stairs,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
not
Sure.
in
I
the
motioned you
hallway?
up. Yeah.
So we're
Okay.
top of stairs, but not in hallway. So if you looked out, you still wouldn't see us. But we're just like kind of.
You can't be at the top of the stairs and not in the hallway.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
You'd have to be on the stairs.
we're
like the
in the
stairs kind
pantry
of
door
the
well.
landing
Great.
of the stairs is the hallway.
Then we'll just
Yeah.
be top of
Just, I would
stairs
say
in
top
hallway.
of stairs.
Great.
Yeah.
There is like another hallway that continues to the rest of the stairs to the third floor, which the master bedroom's on.
Great.
And yeah, you enter the pantry and you see, yes, your mom is in one of your dining room chairs with the high arms, and her wrists are tied down to that chair.
Okay. As I'm gonna.
Helene, shh. Hi. Have you seen your husband?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Something's wrong with Archie.
Okay.
Yes, he ate something from. You know how he likes to get into the raspberry bush in the garden.
Okay.
Mr. Filigree, he walked us into the building. Your husband, he ate something, and then there was a creature, and Mr. Barnatius was kind enough to wave the creature off, and he said we would be safest in our apartment, so we came to your apartment because
Right.
you have that extra floor. We thought that would be best. Archie's not well, dear.
Where is he?
Upstairs, I believe. I heard him go up the stairs.
And where is father?
I don't know. He left with Barnatius and the other man.
And why are you tied up?
Your husband did this to me. That's why
Okay.
I was saying be quiet and he's being weird. He's
You're
really unassuming most of the time. This is quite surprising from him. He never takes charge. In a way, it's nice, dear. I've always said you married a limp noodle.
But he's cute, though. He's cute.
He's very cute and he's very rich. I heard you down the hallway there. Hello, Valentina, but please be quiet.
I motion for you guys to come into the pantry, and I start untying
And you
my
hear
mom.
from upstairs Archie say, Helene! Helene, is that you?
I say untie her, and then one of you needs to come with me.
I'll come in.
You hear
because I know
footsteps
her.
on the
You
stairs
come.
coming down to the
I'm
floor.
gonna
Yeah.
shut the
Are
pantry,
they-
like I'm gonna like kind of shut the pantry door so that you have time to untie my mom. I'm gonna say, Archie,
Helene.
darling.
As he comes around the corner, you see this version of your husband that is very much your husband.
Yeah.
But at the corner of his mouth, there is this bit of moss that seems to be growing onto his cheek with a vine that is snaking its way up towards his eye.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at you with this look that you've never seen in your husband's eyes. He is always rather deferential to you.
Right.
Partially because while he is very, very good at math
Mm-hmm.
and rather brilliant with numbers, he is not a very actionable man.
Yeah.
He looks to you to help with social situations and with the rest. And that is not to say that he is not a very kind and loving husband. You married well, and you married very rich.
Yes.
But the man who comes around the corner is
Not my husband.
decidedly
Yeah.
choosy. He looks like he is prepared to make every choice for you.
Mm-hmm.
And he is filled with a energy that pushes his shoulders farther back than you have ever seen them.
Yeah.
Outside of one time when a tailor managed to really
Yank that.
yank that back.
Mm.
Yeah.
And he comes around the corner with this bit of something on his face.
Mm-hmm.
Archibald, you're looking well.
Thank you, Valentina. I have found the perfect way
Oh,
to build a nursery into our room.
okay.
Helene, I think it's time that we had children.
That takes time, darling.
And that's where we're going to stop for now.
Oh my god.
Oh dear.
Oh, no.
Oh my god.
Oh,
What is that?
We
I don't
gonna
know.
find out.
Well, I'll have to come up with something by the time we film the next episode.
Oh, please. You've had this all planned out for
Yeah.
weeks.
No,
Oh my
actually, you guys, I got a
God.
lot of character backstory stuff late that I was like, I'm gonna make it more about that and less about what my original plan was.
I love that.
And I'm so grateful because the character backstory stuff is very fun. We'll be back with the next episode next week. See you then. Bye.